Hello and welcome to ILTV's Evening Update. I'm Aaron Porras here with the latest news from Israel.
Major Ohad Cohen-Nov, an Israeli Air Force pilot, was killed in a crash landing last night while flying in an F-16I fighter jet. Cohen-Nov and the jet were returning from the recent airstrikes over the Gaza Strip and crash-landed on its way back to Ramon Air Force Base in southern Israel. Ohad, who less than 2 weeks ago was promoted to deputy commander of his F-16I squadron, attempted to save the falling plane when it crashed. His navigator was able to eject himself in time and survived. The Israeli Air Force commander Major General Amir Eshel ordered further investigation into the incident. Major Ohad Cohen-Nov is survived by his daughter and pregnant wife Shachar. Critics say a pending European Parliament vote on an agreement with Iran ignores Tehran's endorsement of anti-Semitism, terrorism, and calls to destroy Israel. The EU strategy towards post-nuclear agreement Iran is scheduled to be voted on Thursday by the Committee on Foreign Affairs in Brussels. The draft document is a roadmap setting principles for normalizing Iran-EU ties, following the agreement to lift sanctions on Tehran in exchange for Iran scaling back its nuclear program. The agreement contains one single criticism of Iran over its use of the death penalty, but it does not mention Iran's sponsorship of terror, support for Holocaust denial, and threats to destroy Israel. It also omits any reference to Iran's support for Hezbollah, which is on the EU list of terrorist groups. The head of the American Jewish Committee's EU office called the agreement a serious blow to the standing of the European Parliament as a defender of human rights, justice, and freedom. The Israeli army is considering a policy that would control the technologies and the expertise that soldiers can use once they leave the IDF. Rules governing what intellectual property ex-soldiers can use in civilian life are quite clear. Intellectual property of anything developed in the army belongs to the army, and soldiers are required to sign a non-disclosure agreement regarding their work. Israel has more startup companies per capita than any other nation. The number of active high-tech companies operating in Israel has jumped from 3,800 in 2006 to 7,400 this year. Many of its entrepreneurs have stemmed from Army intelligence units, including the elite IDF 8200 unit. The startup nation's tech community depends on the knowledge and skills gained during Army service to spur economic growth. Critics say any attempt to restrict high-tech startups would hurt Israel's economic and strategic interests. Better late than never, congrats to Israel Crystal, the oldest man in the world, who recently celebrated his 113th birthday in a very special bar mitzvah celebration, 100 years late, but who's counting? Crystal has lived through both world wars and is an Auschwitz Holocaust survivor. Guinness World Records recognized him as the world's oldest man, and to celebrate, he decided to make his Jewish manliness official. Crystal missed his own bar mitzvah celebration, which is the Jewish coming-of-age ceremony held at the age of 13 back in 1903 due to World War I. Crystal was the only World War II survivor out of his large family. He married another Holocaust survivor and in 1950 moved to Israel to build a new family. ILTV would like to congratulate this momentous occasion. Mazal Tov Israel Crystal.
That's all for now. Stay tuned on ILTV.tv for our main daily broadcast playing after this. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you tomorrow with our morning briefing from Israel at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.